Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra Tech. Version doesn't really matter. This little project here is something I'm going to kick off, and it's going to hopefully go on for a while. And hopefully you guys want to participate. So, welcome to this very special episode. Going to kick off something hopefully pretty big. I do thank you for joining me, and I thank you for all the interest and support you guys have thrown my way. And it all equals the awesome. And it's only something you can bring. So as we get into this, what I was going to do, you might have seen my last space shuttle build. Well, since the game can't quite handle it, what I thought I'd do is I revised it, made a smaller one, got it working, actually has a successful run. So now it's time to kick off my project. Oh, hopefully our project, because it's a community deal, right? It's kind of like those kingdoms that have been popping up on the forums. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't, depending if you go to the forums or not. But I was thinking of doing something along those lines a while ago with the settlement that I tried, but it crapped out, corrupted, failed, lost a lot of time and work for nothing. So now we're going to try something different, a lot different. This time I'm asking you guys, do you want to come and be part of my new city, my free city, which I am calling NeuTecha? And to do so, there is a couple requirements. You need a little character, something along these lines. These are the four I built up. Couldn't get the kids to stay on track, so they didn't build theirs yet. And the wife, she doesn't seem to be interested. I don't know if she really cares for this, but I figured I'm going to put this one as the baker. It's not really for the wife. She can make her own if she wants to participate. I figure that's fair. This guy, we got Handyman Hank. We got Bacon Betty, we got Craftin' Carl, and then we got Meat down here on the end. So if you would like to participate and join this little community, you must understand there are some guidelines. You do not have to pledge allegiance, none of that. There's no joining by, grander schemes of things. All you really need to do is build a character, such as this. He needs to be able, or they need to be able to fit through that doorway and anchor to that post. So what it basically does is we come on over here, and there are other requirements for these guys because they're going to be going around a lot of different stuff, I'm hoping. Oop, that's not what I wanted. So we'll take that off, and as you can see, they need to be able to fly a little bit. Gyros do help a big a time. What? Oh, I didn't make my door wide enough. Forgot. Okay, so yeah. They gotta fit through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I wanted 6. So they need to fit, dang it, through this door. Once we get her done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this save out and share. And, oh, I built it on the wrong dang spot. So if you guys want to join, you can have this easy way to test out the capabilities and such and such. And I'm going to add a little bit more to it because there is kind of like a height needed to be able to fly at the moment. I haven't quite got the whole space shuttle done, so oops. You got a tumor! So for loading purposes of these guys, I'm having them fly up. So let's see if we can fit through there now. So basically, as long as you can fit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tall, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide is ideal. Now this one here, what I'm doing is I keep it to this size because I always add one more for all the doorways and stuff that I'm building, except for the top. That's probably going to stay the same. So like hats and stuff are good. Square blocks, they don't fit very nice. Even the Viking helmet, I don't know if that'll fit. But we can always do some. Like I don't usually just make square doors, so So 8 blocks tall, 5 blocks wide, 5 blocks deep are the general dimensions. And now, if you do have the R&D and access to the experimental blocks, one of these is ideal. If you don't, as long as you leave a spot right in this position, very front, and leave it open so I can add one, that's fine. That's actually more than fine. That's awesome. Because I don't want to exclude anybody just because they don't happen to have the R&D, right? This is something for all of us. So basically from there, as long as you fit through the door, just give her a check. Now these are a little finicky. I don't actually, will it work is my question. Because these things seem to be tuned for the other bracket blocks. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get these to work right. Oh. Dang it. Don't do that. Yeah, okay, there we go. So as long as you can do that, that's perfect. But you do need a spot on top, so that's actually the wrong one to use. It should have been the small one. Because, dang it. What I'm doing when it comes time to ship these guys around is I'm locking them down like that. So see, they can't come off, they fly good. They actually made it through a whole flight, had them all flipped up, laid down, you know. The gyros wanted to flip them up, they wouldn't go nowhere. They stayed in, they landed, it was cool. So from there, as long as you can do that, get through there. As far as other requirements, it does need some gyros just so they can stay standing. They do need to look like a person of some sort. You don't have to use pumpkins for heads. You can use a cab or whatnot. That's fine. And it has to stay within these size requirements. Other than that, we're going to get stuff that's way too big and everything, and it's going to just get crazy. Because remember, these are just our avatars of sorts, our representations of ourselves. And now what I hope to do is make stories out of all these, the characters and such, and you know, maybe we'll have like a specific day we put out like the NeuTecha News, or NeuTecha Times, or a day in the lives of a NeuTechian, or something like that. That's still a working title. So yeah, from there I figured this is my guy, so you know, he's just my avatar. But as far as these ones, you know, I got a crafting base that I'm planning on setting up as a start, or a scrapping crafting kind of base. And then here, you know, well, it just makes sense we have something for food and, you know, something to help throw the parties. Happy birthday to whoever it may be. And then we got this guy here. He's a general all-around helper out. He'll go and fix things for us and all that, handyman style. And so from there, like, this doesn't mean these guys have to stay. Not in those positions. They could always be replaced, and that's where you guys come in. So, like, maybe we have 2 crafters. We could have a team. They can work in the same spot, right? So, yeah, these guys will stay, but they'll have help. And that's your characters, hopefully, if you're interested. What I am going to do, though, is clean this up, so I don't want to leave no mess around. I want it to be nice and neat. Like so. And then from there, all you need to do is I'm going to make a brand new thread just for the NeuTecha project. So, yeah, we'll have a thread for the NeuTecha project as of its own. And, I don't know if we need a second thread for, like, the people who want to come to NeuTecha. I think we could do it all on one. If you guys think we should have a separate one for, like, new citizens of NeuTecha and then the NeuTecha thread itself, hit them comments, you know, because if you do enjoy what you're seeing, those likes, comments, feedback, and all that kind of stuff, that really lets me know. It really motivates me. It fuels the tank, as I try to somewhat say. And, you know, if you haven't, you can subscribe and ding the bell. And, you know, there's a couple other things. I'll remind you about them at the end, though. So, yeah, watch to the end. I'm trying to get my average view time up about over 5 minutes. Just over 5, but, you know, I'd like to see, like, all of it. You know, average of 15 minutes. I think that'd be a pretty good sign that you guys are enjoying that a good portion of my videos. Most of my videos are a little too long, but I'm working on it. I was trying. There are some stuff to skip through, I guess, so you're not going to miss much, but I try to keep that to a minimum, so you might want to watch a lot of them, you know, trying. So yeah, if you want to be part of this little project, I'm going to be adding some links down into the descriptions for the NeuTecha stuff, the project. So if you'd like to. But here are some of the other ideas that I was thinking of. I'm going to go jump this guy. He's fun to scoot around in too. Now with any city or town, you know, there's always going to be some time where someone disagrees and whatnot. Now, most of these other kingdoms were talking, oh, we're all about peace and that. We don't, you know, we just handle it through the stories and all that. Well, that's fine. That's their way. My way is, if you have a disagreement and you would like to settle it in a not-so-verbal way, that you could come to NeuTecha, even if you're from another kingdom. I thought maybe this would be a good way of having multiple kingdoms come together, you know? So it doesn't have to be all-out war. You could pick a champion. Like, even for a kingdom-wide thing, like a full-on kingdom war, it could be settled in my battle arena that I'm going to set up. Now, what it's going to be is it's basically going to be like just a portal kind of idea, and then we'll go to the R&D and we'll do the battles there. We'll do like the best 3 out of 5. So, or, I don't know, maybe best out of 6 or something. And then any ties go to like something after that. Because we need an even number. So what I'll do is I'll play as one tech, have the AI run the other. Do a couple turns like that, see if it's consistent. And then we'll go to the other tech and I'll run that one. And then we'll use the AI on the other one. And we'll see what one wins most of the time. Because by then we should be able to balance out if it's player that's making the difference or if it's the tech is just a weaker tech than the one it's fighting. So that was another idea. And then we got the space station, because, you know, we got to get here with our spaceship. And then we got our crafting spot. And now I'm not thinking of adding all these into one tight little community either. I'm just thinking, like, NeuTecha is a world. So what we're going to have like our little town where we can all move into if we like. But if, say, you like the country living, or you just want to be outside and come into town once in a while when you need something, we're going to have, like, the farming kind of community. We'll have an industrial area. We'll have, yeah, let's even do a dump, too, because, you know, scrap. And we'll have the dump feed into our crafter kind of thing somehow. So, you know, I think that's a good idea. And now the goal will be that if you want to come and play in here, I'm going to update the save as much as I possibly can, so it'll be current, at least when there's any new additions. So then we can all, like, take it. I mean, you can make your videos using it too if you want. Or, you know, but hey, give the credits where it's due, right? To the people's characters you're using. And don't do nothing obscene, please. Because this is something for everyone. And I'd like all the content that is produced by this to be for everyone. And if you do get a little dirty with it, you know, put the warning out there. Give me a heads up. I got a dirty sense of humor, but I just don't want no kids seeing some horrible stuff, right? Or people that just aren't into it. Because it's all about the fun. Because you won't see that stuff on my channel with these videos. So I'm hoping that you respect that and we can all have a great time with it. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope anyway. But now as far as the other requirements besides this little dude. Well, they're not really requirements. More than they're kind of just common sense suggestions. Because if you had a character such as this, wouldn't you want him to have a way to defend himself? So the other thing that I would ask that you build a battle tech. Now these characters don't have to fit in. Because basically all we'll do is like, oh, okay, yep, you jumped in your battle tech, and we'll just store it to the skew, so, you know, it's gone, it's off there. And it looks like you jumped in, right? Maybe we'll do a teleport to tech idea or something, so it kind of fits with the story. So we have a battle tech, because, hey, this is all going to be done in a campaign save. One of my creative saves, we're not going to use the creative. I want the true enemy feel of it. I don't know how the enemies in here compare. The last time I tried, they seemed pretty weak. So I'm going to stick with that. And my creative save. It gives me a reason to keep making them too, eh? Because with this creative save, you don't really need them anymore, you guys. But, hey, you know, if you still like them, they're there. The current one that I got posted under these videos, it's still working for me, so it should work for you guys too. So yeah, we're going to have very few weapons on these techs. Now, I got some on mine, but that's just because I kind of put him as like the explorer, the first man to go there. So, you know, he's got to be protected a little bit. And also, because he's the man. Yeah! He might have got into something, though, eh? When he's got flames coming out of there. Told you I had a dirty sense of humor. But, see how I kind of tried to keep it clean, right? I might have failed, though. But anyway, yeah, very few weapons. And I asked that there be no bubbles on these characters. No batteries. They're not needed. They shouldn't be needed if we do everything right. If we have our battle techs entered with them, you know, there's our fighting force growing steadily with every new citizen. And I'm going to have some that I enter in. Some of my monsters are going to be my main guards. But we're going to post them out a little bit out of the ways, so they're not going to really lag out too bad. And then, you know, like all of us, none of us want to be homeless. So you should also consider maybe building a house for your character that your character can fit in. Because ultimately that's where I'm going to be parking each character while they're not being used. I will place them around town here and there kind of thing. But once again, some bubbles, as few bubbles as possible for the houses. Just so that it's not going to look real horrible. Because I am putting a defensive fence or tree line around the whole thing. There are going to be power lines to supply power, and they're going to have weapons. And then our army is going to be stationed out and around. And there will be turrets here and there. So there is going to be some defense. But if we all add a ton of bubbles, a ton of guns, and everything fires all at once, even for a small one, it's going to cause a huge drop in frames, right? Which is alright, but it's going to be unneeded. We don't need to go too excessive. Because I'm going to try and keep it a close enough community where enemies won't spawn in between them. Because each house that you build is going to be set up just like a town, right? It'll have its yard, it'll have its spot. And if there are things you would like in your yard, that can happen too. But as for houses, the sizes of the houses, they need to kind of be restricted too. We can't have no build limit buildings coming for houses. Because the build limit is going to be about the size of your yard. Total yard. So, and there needs to be at least 2 trees that can fit in there. So I figured the houses, if we keep them under, I'm going to say 32, or let's just go 20, no, let's go 30 for a start. 30 by, say 20, so that would be the base, so like 30 that way, or 30 that way, or 20 that way, 20 that way. And as for height, let's max it at around 20 as well. Somewhere within that neighborhood. And the less you put on it, the better. So like have like an open half of the roof, or the back walls missing, or you know, just so it looks like a perfectly fully built house on the front and maybe even the sides, but then have a way to easily use your house with your character through an opening on the back or so. Now I'm going to be setting up my little spot, and the rough idea for NeuTecha, I have set up one attempt. I'm going to show you that too, but I am going to change it. Like, it's just to give you an idea, because it didn't go as good as I wanted, and I kind of got excited, picked a poor spot, I think. I'm going to do a little more running around and looking for the perfect spot, or a better spot. But the nice thing with this is we can always spread out and move around, and, you know, things like this. And now, there's a couple other things, too. Like, this is going to be a growing project. Hopefully it never ends, keeps going, stuff like that. So, like always, something I thought up, I've been thinking of, working on, trying to fine-tune the ideas and whatnot. And I've been looking at these guys for quite a while. So I'm going to go take this little feller out. And yeah, if they have an anchor too on these guys, that is really helpful. Because we don't want them running all over the place. So yeah, that's another requirement. An anchor, a way to hold them in. Like you could even use stuff like this if you want. Since these are legit blocks. And everyone should be able to get them. So like even that I can work with. I'll put the thing through there or whatnot. But whatever's easier. If it's better just to have it where you leave the spot and I'll add that in, that's perfect. But yeah, like you need to at least be able to fly up that high, roughly. And if you have some control, like back and forward, like you can see most of mine, they can kind of control a little bit, or at least slow down the forward push. But that's kind of nice. If you can get them to fly straighter with some way to keep them there, like that, he's almost going straight up. He's pretty close. For most of the stuff, they're going to have to do that in. That'll work. Because there are going to be some, like a theme park kind of idea. Because there's a maze I made a long time ago. I'm going to bring that back with a new version at some point. And you know, if you guys got any rides or stuff and things you've figured out that would fit into a theme park idea, you know, it'd be sweet if you sent them. And if they work good, you know, we'll add them in. It's all going to be about community contributions on this, most of it. Now, I'm just going to build as I find an interest in doing so, but I am not above replacing my stuff with better stuff if you guys come up with it. Or maybe we'll just have more than one of each. Because like I was saying, we could have little towns all over this world. Things like that. And also, if you do prefer to be next to a specific person and that spot is open, you can always ask for that. So you got like a neighbor of choice. Or your location, if you got like a certain set of coordinates of this world. Well, the world that it's going to be in is actually, the seed's going to be NeuTecha. So capital N, E, U, capital T, E, C, H, A will be the seed that it's going to be in. So I'm going to post up a save maybe with this one of that world, just so if you guys want it, you can look around it. There's not gonna, no, I'll just, you guys, if you want, you can go into the seed and that, because that'll just be a blank save. There won't be nothing on it. But this one I'm gonna post up for the doorway, and I'll leave those three characters in. This guy's mine. No one's allowed to have him. He's mine. Not allowed. Ha ha ha. So I think that pretty much wraps up most of it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, I will answer them the best I can and as fast as I can. And, you know, if you do enjoy it, which I hope, and if you enjoyed the video or me talking a lot, just wiggling the camera, you know, throw the like down below, some comments, subscription, ding that bell, you know. Even if you just want to say hi, those comments are an awesome spot for it. And also, if you would like, don't forget about that Saturday Showcase, where your cool and original techs could have a video of their very own and be shown on the Saturday Showcase. All you gotta do is go hit my auditions link, take your in-game snapshots or save games, or both, of your cool and original techs, post them there, and I'll make the best dang video out of them I can. And seeing this is the last weekend of November in 2017, and it's only a couple more days before I'm going to announce a winner of hopefully a 3D printed tech, but it may be the cash value of that tech, where then you'll be able to receive said money and order it from the guys that grab it. They still haven't got back to me yet. I'm going to check like I have been every day, and we're going to hope for the best, but either way, someone's going to get a roughly a $40 prize. And to do so, all you got to do is find my paypal.me link down in the description. Send in the $2 donation, and trust me, it will be appreciated. There's been 3 participants already, and I tell you, I thank them. And yeah, after the donation's sent in, I'll get the little email telling me so, and I'll add your name to the draw, and you could be the winner. Who knows? I think it's a good offer. Hopefully you do too. And if you want to participate, it's all down in the description. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome. Keep having a good one. Bye.